What's going on, Jerome's Minnesota Vikings head coach Kevin O'Connell fed the local media jackals on Wednesday and had some stuff and some things to talk about. Also, hat model. Salute to service, right? So O'Connell, you know when O'Connell uses the reporters' names, like, you know, that's a really good question, Ben. That's a really good question, Kevin, who's not Carl Gerbschmidt. You know that he's like buying a little bit of extra time, you know? Yeah, which is something that the Vikings quarterback should also do. Yeah. Anyways, a couple takeaways from his presser. JJ McCarthy will have full week of prep, and there's nothing left for JJ to prove that he's healthy and good to go. Did not name him quarterback one because he technically didn't name him quarterback one at training camp either. Yeah. Then, you know, talk about Carson Wentz. The medical staff cleared Wentz. He wanted to play. Did not see the TV coverage of Wentz in pain. And that's something that Carson Wentz alluded to as well, where, you know, we fans, you know, we see everything because the eye in the sky don't lie. And just seeing Wentz grimace and throwing his helmet and all that stuff. I mean, O'Connell's, you know, busy, you know, trying to manage the game. So fully understandable, right? And also said that always trying to realistically do whatever we can, which again is a little bit of a word salad. I don't even know what that applies to. I think it was asked specifically, did the Vikings consider bringing in another quarterback before the Chargers game? Then he talked about how it was a short week. You know, JJ McCarthy there had some hope. He had a workout on Tuesday. Wentz got injured. Really no time to do anything. So, yeah. And Wentz also fed the media jackals before Kevin O'Connell talked. Kevin Seifert, ESPN, who's not Carl Gerbschmidt. Carson Wentz on why he wanted to play in such pain. Just being back in the role of starting meaningful football games. It's fun. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. It's fun. It's what I grew up dreaming of doing and all those things. O'Connell even alluded that too, where he talked about Carson Wentz's career and what he's been through, and you have to honor that. And that's all well and good, and players play hurt all the time, but Wentz's injury precluded him from being a viable part of this team. There was zero chance in the second half that the Vikings and Wentz were going to string together some points. I mean, Brosmer would have been a much better option. That's the sticking point with this. It's not so much, well, you know, football, people get hurt and you got to blah, blah, blah. No, it's more about, hey, are you helping or hurting the team? And it's clear that Wentz is hurting the team. And O'Connell's notion of like, well, we're just trying to honor him and do all that stuff, that means nothing, right? And you know who that means nothing to? The defense. Trying to fight the good fight out there. The offense wants to put some points up on the board. And yeah, they salute Carson Wentz for playing hurt, but at a certain point, the injury becomes detrimental to what the team is trying to do. Yeah, more Wentz. And when you lose it for a little bit, it's hard to want to give it up. So even with pain and all those things I knew were going to come up with, I wanted to play, I want to be out there, and I want to be helping this team however I can, which is great. I mean, he played great in the second half against the Browns. He played I'm two picks against the Eagles, including a pick six. And then clearly he was just not right the second half of the Chargers, actually the entire Chargers game. So, yeah. Anyways, Kevin O'Connell continued. You know, talked about how JJ McCarthy was a major part of the Bears' comeback and really leaned in on that use of his arm, his legs, 3 touchdowns. You know, putting up a bunch of yardage. And the Vikings were able to run the ball as well, which is nice. Also, unique circumstances in the second game. I talked about how he basically didn't practice until Friday, and Sunday game, like install day, Wednesday, third down red zone, usually Thursday, Friday, basically a glorified walkthrough. So there's a lot of things going on. And then, of course, he had the injury later in the second half. You know, he does not regret starting JJ against Falcons, which in retrospect, I mean, obviously you'd be like, oh, he wasn't prepared, blah, blah, blah. But also, how is he going to bench the reigning defending NFC player of the week? Offensive player of the week. Yeah. Talk about how JJ, he's reps, he needs time, he needs to know when to protect himself when he's running the football, and also, you know, McCarthy balancing, making plays with his legs as well as checking down, taking a profit. They talked about base, balance, body, and position. That's all of those technical stuff. And again, I understand that they want to get J.J. McCarthy back to 100% because if he was like 70% on that ankle, hell, even like 90%, his mechanics could be askew, and there could be some training scars there and ingratiate some bad habits, ingrain some bad habits with him. So I get it. Max Brosmer is clearly the quarterback too. You know, John Wolford is a fine veteran backup quarterback, 3 practice squad guy, but he's not going to take over Bro Show's job anytime soon. Then also he finished with Josh Oliver, foot sprain, likely no go this week. It would be nice to have him back, especially in the running game, but probably not IR trip going to be involved because the Vikings are sort of running out of those slots as well. So your thoughts are thoughts. Kevin O'Connell, feeding the local media jackals, sort of sidestep in the pocket, the Wentz questions. JJ McCarthy is going to start. Life is good. Let us know. Comment section. You guys are the best. You know what to do. Skull production value.